years ago, a man's fantasy became reality in a form never seen before. Kitchen Stadium, a giant cooking arena. The motivation for spending his fortune to create Kitchen Stadium was to encounter new original cuisines, which could be called true artistic creations. To realize his dream, he secretly started choosing the top chefs of various styles of cooking. And he named his men the Iron Chefs, the invincible men of culinary skills. Iron Chef Japanese is Masaharu Morimoto. Iron Chef French is Hiroyuki Sakai. Iron Chef Chinese is Chen Kenichi. And Masahiko Kobe is Iron Chef Italian. Kitchen Stadium is the arena where Iron Chefs await the challenges of master chefs from around the world. Both the Iron Chef and Challenger have 1 hour to tackle the theme ingredient of the day. Using all their senses, skills, creativity, they're to prepare artistic dishes never tasted before. And if ever a challenger wins over the Iron Chef, he or she will gain the people's ovation and fame forever. Every battle, reputations are on the line in Kitchen Stadium, where master chefs pit their artistic creations against each other. What inspiration does today's challenger bring? And how will the Iron Chef fight back? The heat will be on!
To me, there are only 3 large categories of cuisine: Western, Japanese, and Chinese. We started focusing on Western style. Whether our food is Italian, French, or whatnot, that is not important to us, as long as they taste good.
If memory serves me right, the man you just saw was Kihachi Kumagai, the leader of Kihachi Group. His new approaches have won him many fans. Operating 20 restaurants, Kihachi Group is one of the largest quality dining establishments in Japan. But despite this fact, the challengers he has sent in so far. Both have failed. Very humiliating. Kihachi reflects.
My men were a little careless. I mean, they tried to be too unique and manipulated the natural flavor too much. That's the point we're going to watch this time.
They cannot afford another setback. Kihachi has chosen this man to fulfill his mission. An expert in using seasonings from all over the world. Kihachi says that sometimes he creates dishes beyond the imagination. Kihachi Kumagai's pride is at stake in today's battle. You cannot afford to miss this one. Let me introduce the challenger. Endorsed by Kihachi himself, a genius in Cantonese cooking. From Kihachi, China in Ginza, Takeshi Okubo. Okubo entered the field of cooking at age 18. Long after his name was known in Cantonese cooking, he encountered Kihachi's dishes.
In a magazine I picked up, I read about Kihachi's dishes. I was very impressed and said, yeah, this is the path Cantonese cooking should take in the future.
At age 38, he was scouted as head chef of Kihachi China in Ginza. He continues to satisfy many gourmets' palates with creative dishes based on Cantonese techniques. His works are expressions of borderless imagination. He prepares over 200 sauces from all over the world. The Kihachi Group cannot afford any more disgrace. Okubo has promised to win for his mentor Kihachi. So now, Okubo, with your borderless inventions, defend Kihachi's pride at all costs.
I'm committed to win for my boss.
界で確固たる地位を築き上げた男、熊谷喜八。その巨匠がついに本気になって喜八軍団3人目の挑戦者を送り込んでまいりました。喜八が認める広東料理の名人。さあ皆さん、大きな拍手でお迎えください。銀座喜八チャイナ料理長、大久保武史。
All right, the big names of the Kihachi group coming into Kitchen Stadium, led by the head chef of their home restaurant in Minami Aoyama, Koji Iwadate. He's followed by Masami Tsuruta of restaurant Kihachi Ginza. Next up, Tomoyuki Kato from Kihachi Fukuoka. And Yuji Kawamura, head chef of Kihachi Dining Bar's Akasaka branch. Here's the head chef of Ceylon, Setsuya Iwaki. From Kihachi Italian in Shinjuku, Toshiharu Kobayashi. From the Kihachi China Sendagaya branch, Toda Matsushima, who lost a battle here in Kitchen Stadium. And one of Kihachi's top chefs, Masao Suzuki, who lost a battle to former Iron Chef Michiba. And here's today's challenger gunning for their first win, Takeshi Okubo, the head chef of Kihachi China in Ginza. And now the grand chef himself, Kihachi Kumagai, one of the great success stories in Japan's culinary arena. 20 restaurants bear his name, but that's not enough.
Thank you.
今日で3回目ということで
That's right.
かなり自信がおありそうです。
Right, I think we'll get one today.
大久保さん、
Yes.
プレッシャーないですか？
A little, yeah.
自信はいかがでしょう？
That I have enough.
そうですか。
Yes.
ぜひ頑張ってください。
Thank you.
それでは喜八軍団に栄光の座を譲ろうとしないうちの鉄人たちを登場させましょう。よみがえるがいいアイアンシェフ。
The men who begin new culinary trends in Japan, your Iron Chefs. Iron Chef Chinese Chen Kenichi, Iron Chef French Hiroyuki Sakai, and Iron Chef Japanese Masaharu Morimoto. Beating one of them, it's the stuff dreams are made of.
さあ伺いましょう。
Yes.
誰と戦いますか？
Chin-san, please.
Right on, it's Chen, just what we wanted. Cantonese versus Szechuan, a perfect matchup. Chen Kenichi, son of the god of Szechuan cooking, Chen Kenmin, now a legendary figure in his own right in Chinese cooking in Japan with his creative and bold approaches. He has shot down many a challenger of high caliber, but lost his last battle. A stern test today, and he can't afford to drop his second in a row. But the Kihachi group's got their own agenda for today, and it doesn't include a Chen victory.
銀座からやってきた最先端の中華料理に、そこで今回は中国で銀の目と書く中華そばでおなじみのあのテーマにしてみました。炒めるのが難しいあの野菜。それでは発表します。今日のテーマはこれです。今日のテーマはもやし。
All right, the Kihachi Group, one of the top quality restaurant chains in Japan. Their third try here. Challenger Okubo with the full confidence of his boss, his protege, against Iron Chef Chen. Bean sprouts the theme. Kihachi looking for redemption after 2 losses and also looking to put the hurt on the Iron Chef. We are set to go.
On it, Kizin!
Bang a gong, we are on. The Kihachi Group versus Iron Chef Chen. Both sides with their pride on the line as both men make a dash up to the ingredient stand. And that theme ingredient up there, bean sprouts, or moyashi in Japanese, normally just a garnish, a role player in everyday cooking. It should be fascinating to see how these two make bean sprouts the key player in their dishes today. Yes, Ota, from the floor, go.
I spoke with Iron Chef Chen a little bit about the Kihachi Group and how this is their third time, and he said, yeah, I know it's hard because they're always so fired up when they come, which intimidates me. You know, he's feeling the pressure already in this battle.
Yes, the Kihachi Group desperate to walk out of here with the win in their third try as the men truck back to their sides with bean sprouts. And I understand we've got 3 types, Doc.
Yeah, you're right. There are 3 types here, and the one in the center that we'll see here is the fat one there. Yeah, that one right there.
Okay, and then the one on the right, let's zoom in.
Yeah, no, this one here, it costs over $200
What?
per 100
What?
grams. Yeah.
Bean sprouts, $200 a quarter pound?
Yeah, I know. Usually it's 50 cents to $1, somewhere around there for 100 grams.
say.
What makes these so different?
Well, actually, these are grown in a certain area, and that spot is the only spot in Japan where they
That's
actually
it?
grow this way, or where they can be grown.
Well, if anyone calls in wanting to get them,
Yeah, well, nobody actually knows why they grow
hold
like
it.
this.
Why would anyone want to call in to get these $200 for bean sprouts a quarter pound? Craziest thing I've heard since I've been in this seat.
Fukusan.
Go.
The challenger has a large clear bowl on his side, which includes a mix of shark fins with Chinese rice wine and garlic.
Okay, and that's gone into the steamer.
Yes, it has.
Okay.
Okay, now that rings a bell. Some people call bean sprouts shark fins from the field, or shark
Really?
fins of the field.
Interesting.
Yeah. So combining these ought to be interesting.
Okay.
Good thinking there.
All right, now let's introduce our guests for this battle. First, actress Akiko Hinagata. Nice to have you back.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Hinagata-san, last
Yes.
time here, Valentine dessert battle.
Yep, back for more.
Now, what's this about you getting into cooking recently?
Not really, but bean sprouts.
Yeah?
Wow. I'm interested to see how they prepare them.
All
I
right,
don't
well,
know.
enjoy them today.
I'm sure I will.
And he was here about a year ago, singer Takao Horiuchi.
Hi, nice to be back here.
Horiuchi-san, in the
Yeah.
old days, people referred to bean sprouts talking about kids who kept themselves indoors, not tanned and healthy.
Right, weak and thin.
But today, Moyashi can enjoy the spotlight.
You know, bean sprouts are usually just a garnish. I'm not quite sure how they'll be able to make them the center stage in today's battle.
Right, never heard of a bean sprout steak. Okay, well, thanks for joining us.
The pleasure's mine.
And, of course, our commentator, Dr. Yukio Hattori.
Always a pleasure.
Fukusan.
Take it.
I asked Iron Chef Chen what he thinks about bean sprouts as a theme ingredient, and he said, I think it's a difficult one. He says texture and crispiness is the key, but emphasizing that alone will not be enough to win this thing.
Chen saying the texture component is the key, and now here with the,
These are the most expensive ones we're talking about.
well, why not? They're on the house.
$200 for 100 grams, that's $2,000 a kilo.
These are called Daio Moyashi, the king bean sprouts.
Okay, go ahead, Ota.
The Iron Chef has another wok next to this one if we can get a shot of it. This one here
Okay.
contains chintan soup, naitan soup, keema, Chinese rice wine, soy sauce, oyster sauce, sugar, chicken consomme, and shark fin, so he's using shark fin too.
Thank you, Ota. So Chen going with shark fin too. His last battle, losing to challenger Kui, the woman chef who's a living national treasure in China. Her royal Peking cuisine dishes carried the day. In Chen's 77 battle career, he's never dropped 2 in a row. He's got to win today to forestall that.
Fukusan.
Yes.
I reminded Iron Chef Chen about that last battle, which he lost, and he immediately replied, yes, she was incredibly strong, but I can't keep getting myself down about that loss. Today is another day, and I'll give it my best. What else can I do?
All right. But the Iron Chef's pride definitely at stake today, and so is Kihachi's. 2 previous times he's sent challengers in here. They exited with their heads down, tails between their legs after losing, and Kihachi's put it all on Okubo today to win and restore the Kihachi group's reputation, slightly tarnished from the 2 losses. And up in the royal box to the left there, Masao Suzuki, he fought in the Matsuba crab battle, losing to then Iron Chef Japanese Michiba Rokusaburo. And to the right, Toru Matsushima had a Shanghai crab it was against Chen. Of course, he went down too.
Now, if we can look at the challenger here, he's
Okay.
using red snapper.
Yeah, red snapper.
Yeah,
Placed on the
right, right.
foil. And what's he up to?
He's stuffing something in.
Some kind of mix?
Fukusan.
Tell us.
Yeah, this that he's going to use as part of his stuffing is called malajan.
Malajan.
Malajan?
All right, we can smell it over here.
It's so
Smells
strong I
good.
feel it.
Yeah, it's very hot and spicy.
Hot, nah?
Yeah, hot and spicy.
But for a Cantonese chef,
Well, right. Yeah,
hot and
I guess.
spicy is the Szechuan MO.
That's true. That's what it sounds like. But
Powerful.
Okay, now he's stuffing the snapper with sprouts and hot and
Squeeze on.
spicy sauce in there. Go.
Let me explain what the challenger has just covered the snapper with. It's a combination of salt, pepper, and all 3 types of bean sprouts mixed together, to which he has also added heated olive oil, garlic, and leeks. That's what he'll be cooking this in.
wow, so he's using the bean sprouts like
Like a salt crust cum bean sprout grill. All right.
Fukusan?
Yes.
And I asked him about his use of olive oil with bean sprouts, and he said, I know it may not sound kosher, but I'm not bound by Chinese rules. This is Kihachi-style cooking, true Kihachiism.
Absolutely, the unique Kihachi touch. And Horiuchi-san, you been to one of their places?
No, I haven't had the chance.
No, not really, huh?
I sure would like to go there sometime.
Hinagata-san?
Oh yeah, recently I went to Kihachi, China.
Chinese.
Yeah, I ate a lot. And for the last item, I ordered their almond jelly dessert, but they told me it was all gone.
Going out late, huh?
Yeah, I was disappointed, but I have to go back again.
Go.
Yeah, speaking of desserts, I overheard Iron Chef Chen say, dessert? Hey, I might be able to handle that.
Oh,
Oh, Chen, for dessert maybe.
Believe it or not.
Okay.
And for Kusan?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt again. Let me give you the sweet ingredients in this tray that you see here. Red wine, sugar, honey, and boiled dio bean sprouts.
Okay, chopped up pretty good.
That almost sounds like a dessert there, doesn't it?
Must be.
And a slightly reddish hue due to the wine. Beginnings of a bean sprout dessert maybe.
Kusan?
Go ahead.
The leader of the Kihachi group, Kihachi Kumagai himself, overheard Hinagata-san mention that she wasn't able to try their almond jelly dessert, and he apologized by saying, "I'm terribly sorry. Tell her next time she comes in again, I will personally make some almond jelly just for her."
Bullseye, ought to be you.
I'm so excited. Oh, I'm honored.
Well, there can be some perks to coming on the show.
What a surprise. It's great. It's great.
Their almond jelly is really, really good.
You won't be able to sleep the night before you go.
Kusan?
Yes.
Yeah, I was also able to get some comments from the master himself analyzing their past 2 battles, and he said, "I tend to believe that my chefs focus too much on what we're all about, our traditions, rather than concentrating on how we should treat the theme ingredient, but this time Okubo will do fine. We've discussed it, and he understands what he has to do."
Well, just like a coach dissecting a loss, going over the film and coming up with the adjustments to win the next one.
I was also able to get some comments from the master himself analyzing their past 2 battles, and he said, "I tend to believe that my chefs focus too much on what we're all about, our traditions, rather than concentrating on how we should treat the theme ingredient. But this time Okubo will do fine. We've discussed it, and he understands what he has to do."
Well, just like a coach dissecting a loss, going over the film, coming up with the adjustments to win the next one. And now, over the Iron Chef's side, he and his assistants hunkered down manual labor on the sprouts.
Yeah, you're right. They're removing the head and tails of the sprouts.
And Chen was a little startled at hearing that 15-minute call already. Go.
As Hattori-san pointed out, Iron Chef Chen is removing the ends of the sprouts. Why? Because he says this makes the texture so different, it becomes more sophisticated. "I'm sorry I can only do this for one dish," he says. "If I had time, I'll do it for all my dishes."
Wow.
Well, in China and home cooking, they just cook the sprouts as they are. But if you remove the head and tail, they become royal cuisine.
With the king of bean sprouts.
Fukusan,
Go.
I'm on the challenger side now to update you on the ingredients in his blender. He has 2 different blends, to be exact. First, this green one, which is basil and chili oil.
Okay.
The other mixture, I believe, has already been poured into a bowl. That one was fermented fish, soy sauce, sesame seed wine, bouillon, regular soy sauce, black vinegar, hot bean paste, sugar, sesame seeds, ginger, and garlic.
Thanks, Ota.
Wow, he's being very creative here.
Yeah, that's a lot of seasonings.
Yeah, you're right, exactly. He's just using a vast array of different seasonings.
Well, before we went on, Kihachi told us that Okubo has over 200 different sauces in his arsenal. They are all originals, too.
Amazing.
Fukusan?
Yes.
I asked Kihachi Kumagai what exactly they mean by Kihachi-ism, and he explained it's to focus on great food, not the categories of cuisine. You need imagination to do that, and I think Okubo is doing just that. I know we're going to win today.
Confidence personified right there. Challenger Takeshi Okubo, the head chef of Kihachi China in Ginza, has the full support of Kihachi, who calls him a genius in Cantonese cooking and regards him as his right-hand man. And here, what do we have going?
What is it?
Yam potatoes?
Looks like bean curd, doesn't it?
Oh, Yuba.
I could be wrong, but...
Yes.
This white sauce on the challenger's side, what this is a mix of fresh cream, egg whites, and cornstarch. Back to you.
Oops, okay, my apologies, folks.
I don't blame you, Doc. They look alike.
I couldn't tell.
Look like Yuba to me.
Yeah, so similar looking.
Well, I can tell you bean sprouts are going in.
Bean sprouts in this? Okay.
Okay.
Fresh cream, a cornstarch mix, and now bean sprouts and something over it.
Looked like cheese, wasn't it?
Cheese?
Parmesan maybe, and something else too.
I don't know, this is all happening too fast. What's this now, abalone?
Okay, abalone.
Okay.
Abalone.
Interesting last addition.
So luxurious.
Oh, geez, this doesn't look Chinese to me.
I know what you mean.
Cheese and abalone in there being gently turned over, and have no idea we would need a taste test to appraise this one.
Yeah.
But it certainly looks good, doesn't it?
No question about that. But now here we go.
Oh, I see noodles.
On the Iron Chef's side, not going to be boiling, but steamed right here. And they appear to be ramen noodles.
Yeah, you're right. I think he's steaming it, isn't he?
Just put the noodles into the steamer right there. Now, Okubo's on to another one, and I believe these are raw right here.
Yeah.
Exactly. Raw dio moyashi.
Okay, yes, that's what they looked like.
So perhaps you dip these into the sauce that we saw before that he was making.
Just like they are, like a dip.
Wow, could be nice.
Okay, now you see that pot there, the one over there? Yeah. That means you'll be dipping them into heated sauce.
Oh, like shabu shabu.
Exactly, there you go. Right.
Shabu shabu bean sprouts. Moya shabu.
Moya shabu, yeah.
There we go.
That'd be my guess, too.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
And it would be used as the main ingredient.
Right, yeah.
So we used it like this.
Okay, and hey, shark fins placed on top. And as you said, Doc, shark fins of the field and the real deal.
Yeah, all kind of fused together there.
Huh.
And this is
Chinese ham, I believe.
Jinhua ham.
Yeah, you're right. That's what it is.
This way, they're the main ingredient.
I definitely need a taste test
Well,
right
you have
now.
to hold on,
right
Hinagata-san.
now.
Still got about half the battle left. In fact, right there, 30 minutes gone, 30 to go in the bean sprout battle.
Everyone is into this.
The Kihachi group breaks out the applause for their man Okubo. Third time they've been in Kitchen Stadium. His Cantonese against the Iron Chef Szechuan, a classic all-Chinese cuisine battle just into the second half. Go!
I told the Iron Chef that the challenger has his rice cooker going and asked him if he'll have a rice dish, and he said, nope, I'm going to make noodles. They're not ramen soup noodles. They're special fried noodles with bean sprouts, and I'm pretty sure they'll taste awesome.
So the noodles we saw, first they'll be steamed, soften them up, and then fried.
And I noticed Chen-san putting egg white in oil here.
And for Kuzan?
Meringue, go ahead, Okta.
Yeah, for this dish, he has taken Omar lobster, lobster brains, and egg whites, which were pureed in the food processor, and added chintan soup, evaporated milk, more egg whites, and cornstarch. This is being fried in a wok until it's the consistency of a meringue.
Wow.
Rather involved mix right there, and in the wok on this side, basil. This is the basil
you're
mix?
right, yeah.
Basil here and dumped in.
What? Garlic sprouts, I believe.
No, even thinner than that.
Kuzan?
Yes.
This is Chinese celery and bean sprouts.
Oh, okay, celery.
Right, that he has added to a paste which is based on basil and lobster brains, to which he has also added lobster meat stir-fried in chili oil and cornstarch.
All right, and that celery, such a bright green, looking very fresh there.
So nice.
Yeah, but it's still beyond my idea of Chinese cuisine.
I agree.
Well, with basil, yes, but the overall color and the sizzling stir-fry action in the wok, visually it's right there with conventional Chinese cooking. Maybe the idea with bean sprouts alone can't get much appeal color-wise, so he adds the basil paste, green vegetables for that. Now, let's get over to the Iron Chef's side. This is what?
Okay, the fluffy stuff. This has the lobster in it, right?
Okay.
I believe that's...
Kuzan?
Yes.
Yeah, once again, the ingredients in this one are Omar lobster, lobster brains, and egg whites from the food processor, then chintan soup, evaporated milk, cornstarch, a kind of meringue, which was all mixed together and stir-fried. That has been topped with 3 types of bean sprouts, seasoned with sesame seed oil, chicken soup powder, salt, Chinese seasoning, creating the dish that we saw just
Man
a moment
alive,
ago.
he has gone to town on that one.
But what's it called?
Fukusan?
Yes.
The Iron Chef has now started working on the noodles that we talked about.
All right.
Oh, the ones he was steaming there before.
Right, steamed first to be fried later.
Now, I believe the noodles themselves will be fried first.
Okay, and sprouts in after that.
Right.
Fried noodles loaded with bean sprouts. Doc's call for what's coming could win some points for the texture balance. And now checking in the challenger side.
Oh, fried rice.
Fried rice.
No doubt about that. A whole lot of stir frying going on.
Now, but bean sprout fried rice?
Well,
That's-
you've got your scallion fried rice, but I've yet to hear of bean sprouts and
yeah,
fried
it's
rice.
probably quite a subtle taste.
I'd say so too.
But wouldn't the sprouts kind of gum up the texture there?
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't
Okay.
you? Yeah.
Kuzan?
Go.
Speaking of the challenger's fried rice, he's using only the tips or the heads of the soybean sprouts.
All right, thanks.
All right, I see. Okay, that makes sense. I see what he's doing.
Then it's all right now.
Okay, and now our camera guy's bobbing and weaving to the rhythm of the frying rice. All right, challenger Okubo.
And this guy is really good at handling the wok, isn't he?
Man can walk and roll.
It says a lot for his training.
Now, any clues to how he'll finish this one, the fried rice dish?
I think he'll prepare it like a bibimbap.
Stone grilled?
Okay.
Yeah, stone grilled, exactly.
Oh, in that style.
Using heat-fired stone bowls.
Not too sure yet. He'll add bean sprouts and then the sauce next to it will be poured over top of it, I believe.
Okay. Now, Iron Chef Chen, he's got a bubbling creation going on over his side.
Oh, boy, that looks good.
So good. Nice color.
Shark fins.
Now back with Chen, he's got a bubbling creation over there.
Oh, that looks so good.
So good. Nice color.
Shark fins. And he'll match the bean sprouts, which we called them the shark fins of
Right.
the field, right? Together, so that'll be good.
And add them later so as to maintain their texture.
Yeah, I have to think that's probably the only way to go.
Sure.
Kuzan?
Go ahead.
Just a reminder, in the Iron Chef's wok, the ingredients are chintan soup, naitan soup, shark fin, chili sauce, Chinese rice wine, soy sauce, oyster sauce, sugar, chicken, consomme, and cornstarch.
15
So it's already
minutes
in
to
there.
go.
All right, 50 minutes left, and look, laying the fried rice down on a bed of sprouts right here.
Oh, I see that too. Looks good.
Hinagata-san, I have to agree with you. Yes, this is not your straight-ahead Chinese cuisine.
Yeah.
More like a Korean approach.
But still, he's just dazzling me with all these different cooking methods.
So we're not seeing pure Chinese dishes, but after all, that is the Kihachi China style.
Quite impressive.
Yeah.
Kuzan?
Go ahead.
Here on the challenger side, he's stir-frying garlic and rake blossoms in a wok, as you can see. And he's just added boneless sirloin strips to that.
Smells good. With beef in it.
Yeah, and garlic as well.
And now we'll swing back over to Iron Chef Chen's side. His special bean sprout fried noodles. Getting serious
Original
here.
recipe, yeah.
Go.
If I can get you to look at the wok next to the noodles, you'll
Sure.
see it contains soybean sprouts, Chinese pickles, Chinese ham, scallions, ginger chintan soup, naitan soup, salt, Chinese rice wine, and chili oil. The reason for using soybean sprouts is to add more flavor to the broth. He said he always uses bean sprouts for just that purpose.
Adds to the broth.
Thank you, Ota. And the Chinese pickles end up there.
Yeah, pickles in this one. I saw that.
10 minutes
and
to go.
over here, what do we got?
10 minutes left. This is the one with the garlic and beef.
Oh, right, yeah.
Starting to thicken up on top of the
This
rice.
looks good too.
I agree. Look at that.
Yeah.
I third that.
And this has rape blossoms in it, right?
Adds to the visual appeal.
Yeah, that's for sure.
All right, the challenger. He had a snapper when he started, remember?
Right, and I believe that went into the oven.
Still in the oven.
I think it's in that oven that we just saw there.
Okay.
There it is. Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Yes.
Challenger Okubo talking about that bean sprout covered snapper tells me the flavor will be absorbed by the snapper, and this great tasting dish is not complicated, so viewers might want to try it at home.
Wow.
Okay.
You can try it at home, huh?
Well, that's going to be tough to perfect, though.
Well, who would come up with this?
Right.
Yeah, plus a whole snapper would be pretty expensive.
Good point.
Oh, it's done.
Yes, they're opening it up now.
Let's see how it turned out.
So he grilled it in a salt crust fashion, right? Wrapped with sprouts.
Sprout crust grill.
Sprout crust.
All right, now we got a peek, and then he quickly covered it up. You tasters, you'll get to be surprised when it's served. And now Chen here.
Oh.
Right there, the trademark flip-flop.
Well done.
Okay, he'll be serving the whole thing as is, I believe.
And catching it on replay.
Yeah, he'll be maintaining the shape and stuff.
Noodles unbroken.
Nope.
Charred for a crunchy surface, too. The heat is on to make that one.
Yeah.
Now, I think you'll pour the soup in this and then make them softer, like noodles.
Some crunchy and some soft. Okay, 3 minutes left.
Yeah, I guess that's probably what he'll do. And that means he'll be chopping them up diagonally, like kind of triangle style.
Okay.
Kuzan?
Yes.
I wondered out loud if Kihachi-san was thinking of incorporating some of the Challenger's new recipes into their restaurant menu, and he said yes. The abalone stir-fried in egg whites should be about 3,000 yen, or $25 to $30 a serving. The lobster with basil sauce could be a little less, 27 or 2,800 yen, and the stone-grilled bibimba looks good too. But we don't have the stone bowls at our place, so if we win, I'm committed to buying some stone bowls and introducing that dish into our victory celebration.
All right, he's probably already figuring out the costs for that, too. Don't get too ahead of yourself.
Look, he's cutting up the noodles.
Iron Chef side.
Yeah, but he's not doing it diagonally. Sorry, I missed it again.
Well, still bite-sized pieces and the sauce in a separate bowl. Dip the noodles into this, I think, a soupy sauce, I'll say. Go ahead, big fella.
I've just received information that the sauce the Iron Chef is now preparing is the sauce that goes over the fried noodles.
What? This one?
That's right.
Okay, so this one will go over them.
Wow.
I thought we saw a different one.
Yeah, so it's sauce for fried noodles, huh?
So if so, the one in the bowls will go elsewhere.
For something separate.
So the soupy sauce must just be a soup.
Must be, you're right.
Kuzan?
That was it.
Go ahead.
The item that the Iron Chef is working on as we speak contains pork, which he's fried, smothered in egg whites, salt, Chinese rice wine, cornstarch, and sugar. Then he added that to fried dio bean sprouts, salt-cured takana vegetables, chintan soup, salt, and hot bean paste, and that's what you see so far.
All right, we got it.
Okay, so takana in there.
Takana pickles.
So we were fooled because he had fried those.
Oh, really?
And this is what will go on top of the fried noodles.
Okay, now...
Sorry for leading you on.
Yeah.
Coming now, we are approaching a minute
Kuzan?
left in this one. Quickly go.
Yeah, I asked Iron Chef Chen whether he was going to make it in time or not, and he said, hey, you're not supposed to overcook bean sprouts, so I have all the time in the world.
All right, we are into the last minute, though. Kihachi and company trying to make the third time a charm.
Oh, it's cute.
Or will they be given a slap upside the head for the third time, courtesy of Chen?
And the Iron Chef has his dessert, the one that used the wine.
Right, remember that one?
Look how cute it is.
Yeah, he used it like this.
30
Oh, that's great.
30 seconds left and no more work required of Challenger Okubo. They're all done, the dishes on that side. And looks like he's got at least 5 right there. And a quick word with Coach Kihachi. A wipe of the brow. He's made it. The Iron Chef, though, still getting them out and laying them down in the last 10 seconds. There's his sauce, scooping it down onto his fried noodles creation. Chen has certainly gotten a workout today. Okubo, a cool customer all the way through. And that's it. The cooking's done. The bean sprout battle is over.
You sure showed us what you guys are all about.
Oh, no.
How do you
It was
feel?
tough.
Tough?
Yeah.
But you're confident?
I am.
Of a win?
Yes.
Kihachi-san, your impressions.
Well, I have no doubt he'll be one of the top chefs in the next generation. So I want him to win to prove that.
Now, Okubo-san just said he's confident of winning.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, if you lose this one, it'll be 2 in a row. Any pressure from that?
Huh? Well, if I said no, I'd be lying. I always have that thought in the corner of my mind.
But it boils down to not winning and losing. The point is how you express your skills.
And how did you do in that respect?
Oh, I think I was creative enough and made pretty good dishes. Yeah.
Challenger Okubo is offering 6 dishes. First, stir-fried bean sprouts, cheese, and egg white. Here, he made sure to maintain the firmness of the bean sprouts, their most important element. Second, bean sprout shabu shabu using Dio bean sprouts. Tasters will cook the bean sprouts in the pot together with shark fins and Chinese ham. The shantung soup with Chinese matrimony vine fruit is exquisite. It matches well with the sour dip using fish soy. Third, stir-fried bean sprouts and basil. The sweetness of bean sprouts is gently wrapped in the aroma of basil, a simple yet stunning dish. He added lobster brains to boost its body. Bean sprouts and yuba, Peking duck style. The unique texture is the key. Tenmenjan paste and black sesame seeds create a harmony tasters will encounter for the first time. Red snapper grilled in bean sprouts. Bean sprouts, leeks, and the snapper all give aroma to each other, with the bean sprouts also absorbing the flavor of the sauce. Last is stone-grilled bean sprouts. This dish goes far beyond conventional Chinese cuisine. A perfect item with which to enjoy the rice and bring an end to his meal. Iron Chef Chen counters with 6 dishes of his own. First, raw spring rolls to be finished by matching the ingredients with the sauce just before being eaten. The spring rolls contain bean starch vermicelli, bean sprouts, and a type of mushroom, all creating an interesting harmony of texture. The match between the slightly sweet spring roll skins and the spicy sauce is perfect. Second, stir-fried bean sprouts and stewed shark fin. This basic yet sophisticated stir-fry using Dio bean sprouts says volumes about his skills. The sprouts, after absorbing the flavor of the shark fins, guide the tasters to a culinary world of excellence. Third is soft stir-fried bean sprouts. He gave body to this dish by adding Omar lobster brains and also added depth to it with a bit of cheese. Fourth, bean sprout soup with soybean sprouts, the best kind for making broth. Chinese pickles and ham give just the right amount of saltiness. Fifth is bean sprouts fried noodles with sweet sauce over them. The superb sourness is what ties it all together. Chen is especially proud of this one, taking full advantage of the crispy noodles. Last, bean sprouts in wine jelly, an adventurous dessert. The combination of the bean sprouts' firm texture and jelly will be judged by the tasters. The Kihachi name, synonymous with fine dining in a number of cuisines at 20 restaurants across the country. Today, Kihachi Kumagai sends his right-hand man into Kitchen Stadium, challenger Takeshi Okubo. Cantonese cuisine's his forte, and Okubo opts to take on Iron Chef Chinese Chen Kenichi, the Szechuan Sage. An all-Chinese cuisine affair, and Chairman Kaga unveils the theme, bean sprouts, usually a minor player in Chinese dishes. And the challenger, cool as a moist bean sprout, produces an exciting set of 6 dishes. Iron Chef Chen, under pressure not to drop a second straight, fights back with his 6. And now, the moment of truth, tasting and judgment. On the panel today are Lower House member Shinichiro Kurimoto, actress Akiko Hinagata, singer Takao Horiuchi, and chanson singer Yoshiko Ishii. First, the dishes of challenger Okubo.
Usually I use egg white only for this dish, but to make it a fancy hors d'oeuvre, I added a lot of cheese to it.
Oh, it's something I've never had.
It's crispy and has a mild sweetness to it. It's very nice. Great way to start.
The bean sprouts are subtle, right? So the cheese and the egg white combined make it rather thick, which is why you can enjoy the subtle flavor of the bean sprouts more, I think.
The next one is a stir-fry dish using basil served at our place. I'm really proud of this dish.
Oh, this is so good.
The basil is so nice.
It's a luxurious dish. Normally, bean sprouts are not the center of a dish, but using them this way, I mean, they really get my attention.
The bean sprouts in this are almost sweet, maybe because of the celery and basil. I like this.
Now he'll serve his 5th dish, snapper and bean sprouts, accompanied by a very special soup.
This is the broth from the fish and bean sprouts. Yes.
This ought to be great.
It looks very good.
This is fantastic. Great stuff. Somewhat subtle, but the sweetness of the bean sprouts and the natural sweetness of the fish, they've been combined so pleasantly. This is great.
The snapper is, of course, good. But I'm more surprised by the great flavor of the bean sprouts.
The bean sprouts on top are raw, so please cook them for a while in the heated stone bowl.
Wow. It's hot.
This is hot.
Are you okay?
Ooh.
You have to watch it.
The oil splatters on you.
Yeah, it does.
He put them in the bottom, didn't he?
Yeah, uh-huh.
It's hot, but
It's so hot.
This gets my vote.
yeah, this is the best dish.
Okubo-san, you're great.
It's so perfect.
Your dishes just get better and better.
I agree with you there.
It's so good.
Game over, folks.
But you haven't tried the Iron Chefs yet, you know?
Oh, yeah. You're right.
This is sort of a knockout punch, this stone grill. I like it very much.
Thank you.
I just want to finish this and go home. It's that good.
Next up, the dishes of Iron Chef Chen. An important dish for him, stir-fried bean sprouts and stewed shark fins, which he'll now serve.
The shark fin is so firm.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Please
It's
go ahead.
large.
You've stewed it enough. It's so good.
It's good.
Good.
Normally, this is served with Shanghai cabbage.
Yes, that's right.
But I think bean sprouts are better for this.
Yeah, right.
Quite a few recipes use these two together. Yeah.
You know, this dish is wonderful, even as a shark fin dish. And the bean sprouts, they're not that crispy. Of course, they're firm to a degree, but they're softened, and it really matches well with the sauce. This is truly a great dish.
Oh.
Hot. It is hot. I thought the one before was subtle. But this one's powerful, and I also agree with the amount. I really like this one.
He's really succeeded in utilizing the texture of the soybean sprouts while letting them absorb the flavors. This is very, very nice.
While I appreciate the crispiness of the noodles, they may be a bit too crispy. The bean sprouts seem to get rather lost in this dish, along with everything else.
I was surprised to learn that bean sprouts are all different. And this dish made me feel at home. It was the most familiar taste for me, yeah.
The soybeans themselves have their own power, so to speak. I mean, it's a slight bitterness, you could say. And he's used it cleverly while maintaining the natural flavors of the bean sprouts.
Iron Chef looked a little down. Maybe he's got a hunch. The verdict when we come back.
喜八ワールドを存分に披露してくれた挑戦者。しかし世間の人気とここキッチンスタジアムの判定とは全く関係ありません。それでは発表します。
Today, bean sprouts, an ordinary everyday ingredient taken and transformed into artistic dishes beyond imagination. Challenger Okubo, Kihachi Kumagai's best chef in this, the group's third try to win in Kitchen Stadium. Never an easy task to beat an Iron Chef, especially one under the gun as Chen is, trying to avoid his second straight loss. Can he? Who takes it? Whose cuisine reigns supreme?
挑戦者大久保武史。
It's the challenger! Okubo's done it! battles, Chen had never dropped two straight until now. The man fighting for the Kihachi Group's pride takes this one, and the Iron Chef congratulates Okubo. And now Kihachi, they indeed put the big hurt on Chen, but the Iron Chef, as always, a class act. Okay, the scores. Kurimoto 19-18 for Chen. Hinagata 19-18 the challenger. Horiuchi 20-19 the challenger. Ishii 18-17 challenger. 3-1 for Okubo. They have the right man battling today. And soon at Kihachi, look for the new dish on the menu, the Iron Chef Victory Dish by Takeshi Okubo.
I thought the challenger's dishes taught me more about how bean sprouts could be used. And also, I simply liked his presentations better.
In the column of creativity, I gave higher scores to the challenger. He showed me unorthodox, unique approaches. His last dish, the rice one, was perfect.
They were new to me. They really touched my soul as I was tasting them.
Well, I kept my promise with my boss. I'm happy.
I thank Chen-san for accepting our challenge. Thank you. And I'm proud of my man here. The new generation will eventually take over, and he showed us that he'll be one of the new leaders. I feel very happy now.